Hello, everyone, and welcome to Answer the Call. Today's podcast is going to be a very short one. It's Mother's Day, so we're going to be getting off early, super early today. It is 7 a.m. in the morning. So the amount of callers we get are probably not going to be very much. So I have one, but I'm going to do a bit of a monologue at the beginning because if I didn't have any, I was planning on just talking about this. The title is New Ship, Same Problems, the MIRAI Fury. And the problems have nothing to do with the marketing team, the ship itself, the way they've been doing it, nothing. The problems here are probably what you're going to hear from certain maybe prominent members of the Star Citizen PvP community, I think. This is all going based off of my limited knowledge in PvP. So, I do call out to the people who do PvP, whether you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this here on Twitch, maybe you can join in and share some insights with us. But I have been trying to get better. I have been trying to improve at Arena Commander, and I know what fighting ships like these feels like. Merlins, GN Scouts, the really small, nimble ships are really problematic. And problematic in a way where it's just not fun to play against them, right? In terms of the current state of the flight model. And that's where we're talking about same problems. It's been years now, actually years, where they've been sharing with us their plans for the new flight model, and they have pulled those plans into Squadron 42, along with most meaningful change to the game outside of industry change to things like mining and salvage that we've been getting lately, right? Most of the significant change outside of industry gameplay is all being done in Arena Commander and has not been ported over to Star Citizen yet. And that's sort of the problem here, is we're bringing in another one of these ships that prey on a certain issue. And the issue is how fast the ships are flying. A number of issues, I should say. How fast the ships are flying, the significant level of desync or stutters or issues in the current game experience. The massive speed, the issue there is the ability to disengage from a fight too easily, get your shields back up, come right back in. We went through Urkel. Maybe I'll edit this. I don't know if I have time just because it's Mother's Day, so I apologize if I don't. But you can go to urkel.games, the calculator, and check out the differences between snub ships and ships like the Anvil Arrow, right? Something that's significantly, or the Gladius that are, right there in PvP. Similar sustained DPS, similar health, and they are more nimble. So the HP of the Gladius and Arrow are around 9k. The HP of the Fury is around 6,000. The P72 and the P52 are right around 4,000. So this has more health than your every other snub fighter, and has more sustained DP or more burst DPS, which is what matters. So it feels like power creep a little bit, which is not a good thing, right? So that's sort of the issue on the ship. But the real issue here is the flight model. How are these things going to do in fights in the future when we have turrets and ships moving slowly, right? So is the health difference going to matter? Are they going to rebalance all that stuff? Probably, right? And the issue is that those changes aren't here yet. We're flying ships at 12 to 1,300 meters per second. It's nuts, right? So right now, it's super problematic, and you're just going to hear a lot of people complain about it. The ship looks cool. They made a new company, which I think was like kind of weird. So personally I think they're maybe pulling at straws here. But I also think the people that work on the ships are really into like performance and stuff like that. So maybe it's like a little bit of a passion thing on their side. Whatever. right? So that's sort of my feelings on it, is the game hasn't caught up to these ships yet. So it feels like these ships are really problematic, and hopefully when the game catches up, we're going to have a lot less issues here. But who knows when that's going to happen? They've been selling us this idea that master modes is the future. They've been testing it in a Squadron 42 without any feedback from us. So it's not a when, it really is an if, because if this thing comes and it's not good, what are they going to do, right? The Star Citizen community has been very good at finding all the holes in their work and showing them that, you know, there's more to these things than maybe meets the eye if you're just testing them on your own. And that's sort of my issue with the ship. I'm pretty sure the ship's going to be really cool. I'm pretty sure the ship's going to be really fun to fly. Might be good with racing as well. And we'll see. So, again, the ship's not even out yet. We don't know anything about it. This is more a discussion about the flight model and the issues in the game and how something like this could just enhance those issues and make them even worse. Right? And that's sort of what I want to say. I really don't have any issues with the ship. You know, go for it. It's your yearly what do they call it? CCU upgrade ship, you know? Your LTI token, I think they call it. I don't buy ships, so I don't know. But the thing is looking cool, but I think people are going to be complaining about it and going to have its issues. So, with that said, I'm going to bring in Shush Daddy. Shush, what's up, man? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Perfect.
Let's see. Move you over here.
Mute the stream.
Well, I didn't upgrade something, so hold on.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
You could talk. I'm just going to get it together here in studio mode. So,
oh yeah, I see that now. Yep. All right.
yeah, I thought I hit save, but I guess I never hit save.
Happens.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this? You seemed pretty passionate about coming on.
So, for one, I want to preface, I have not slept yet, so if I ramble, feel free to just swap me down. I get it. But so pretty much, I agree with most of your points there, like with the flight model changes not really being there yet, and this thing's gonna be a gnat, like exactly as you put. I think you're exactly right on that. It's gonna be a gnat. It's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be just everywhere, especially around like Grimhex, Port Olisar. These are gonna be just swarming the skies. Pretty much is what I'm seeing it as. But what I'm really curious about, and this is more of a question to you in the chat. What with ships without these quantum drives, what's going to happen when we get like the master modes or whatever? Because like if you go into the QT mode, it doesn't have a QT drive. So how's that really going to work if you know?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
So again, like that's sort of the issue here is we don't have any of that stuff. So we don't know how the ship's going to perform. We can only go based off of how the ship's going to perform now, and it's probably going to overperform.
For sure.
Given the scenario, right? But
yeah,
you would have to guess that it's not going to be able to do that.
Yeah. So what my assumption, like kind of just brainstorming here, is when you go into that QT mode, right? Weapons turn off, shields turn off, and everything, and you get access to your full speed. But I guess with a ship like this without QT drive, you just can't go anywhere. You can just fly at your full speed, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one thing that I think is really cool with this ship, and is going to be one of the most annoying parts of this ship, is with its small size, with its Xeon tech, whatever, and it's probably, speculation, very low capacitors. This thing's going to be doing like, I guess you would call like diving, like sweep attacks.
Yeah.
Like it'll just come in, dump its capacitors, jump out. Dive in, dump its capacitors, jump out. And you're just not going to be able to keep up with it, pretty much no matter what else you're flying.
Yeah. And that's basically the issue with the current game right now.
Yeah.
Is the most frustrating people to fly against are the ones who, at the moment their shields go down, they're out.
Yeah.
They're gone, and you just never gain any advantage against them, and it's super, super annoying. And I think that's why they're trying to bring the speeds down, so you're making a choice. You're either running or you're fighting.
Yeah,
and you
exactly. And I
can't do
think this is going to
both.
take, yeah, yeah, hopefully someday you can't do both. But I think right now this is going to take jousting to a whole new level. Like we're going to see jousting like we've never seen before, right? It's
Maybe
going to be insane.
maybe I think you're gonna see it like you see with these other ships that are just kind of annoying. You
You
know?
think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like just looking at the stats, it doesn't look that significantly different from like a GN Scout,
Yeah. I'm just
something like
wondering
that.
with its like acceleration values, like I don't know if that's something you can see on Urkel, how fast it can accelerate up to those top speeds, but with those four gimbaling thrusters or whatever, and it just being a turret with thrusters, I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm looking
I'm wondering if
now
I'm wondering how bad
versus
that acceleration is going to be. If it can just outclass everything else in terms of just speeding out of there before you even get a chance to change directions and keep up.
I mean the thrusters on at least the forward thrusters are
Mhm.
almost double the power of the Carthwal is what it
Oh,
looks like.
jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the
But the
thrusters are more powerful
maneuvering
than the Cartual.
the just the mains, it looks like. It said
Okay. Okay.
14 Gs forward versus
Wow.
8 Gs forward in the Cartwell.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah,
I don't
that'll
know.
be interesting then. Yeah.
But the
But
Cartwell
another
has
point.
14k HP. It's got 10,000 more HP.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely more HP on that thing, but it's also a much bigger target, and you're looking at, you could be able to knock off those wings, knock off the weapons along with it
Yeah, which is possible
on
here
the on
as
the
well.
Cartual. Yeah, yeah, I'm assuming that there's going to be a similar thing, but with these where the wings aren't coming out like the Cartual, where it's not coming at you like a big star-shaped pancake, this is more streamlined. I think it's going to be a little bit harder to hit those little winglets off, but I think it's still definitely going to be possible, and what most people are probably going to be going for if they have like ballistics or something.
Yeah.
Just
N-
take those off, and then you just got a nub.
Now I'm seeing this from the chat. Oh, can you lower me in your headphones a tiny bit? I hear myself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
Open open headphones. They're a pain.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. The
So
I was gonna say, do you think that they're gonna nerf it? Like, are they gonna
100%,
come in?
100%.
Are they gonna come in? Is it gonna be too good? And are they gonna nerf it right away?
Probably not right away. We know it's going to be right after the sale, right? As they always do. But
True.
what I'm kind of thinking is like kind of how are they going to nerf it? What I'm kind of assuming they're going to do is something more along the lines either hull HP nerf or possibly a maneuverability nerf. Because they haven't really changed hard points on anything in order to nerf it, right? So I don't see it like maybe
No.
going down a size in weapons or something like that.
Which size 2 weapons on this seems a bit weird to me, but then when you
I
look at the
yeah
P72, it also has size 2, so
Yeah, the P72 does have size 2. Sorry, I had the P52 stuck in my head, and I was thinking it only has the one. The Gatling gun, I think, on that's also a size 2, isn't it?
oh, actually the P72 has only size 1s. Can you put
Oh, is
size
it?
2s on it?
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I don't know, actually. I haven't flown mine in a while.
No, I'm looking at it, and it doesn't look like you can.
Okay. So, yeah, this is going to have bigger weapons than, I guess, most of the
Yeah.
other snub ships. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think even the C8, I think, is only size 1s, isn't it?
Let me look. But even then, I mean, the flight of that thing is so
Well,
significantly.
yeah. You're flying a brick.
Yeah, it's only size 1s.
Okay. Yeah, so already coming out swinging with, for one, 4 weapons on top of the P52's 3, I think, and the P72 I think also has 4.
Yeah. It's going to be
So yeah,
interesting.
size 2s. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially with the kind of weird weapon meta we have right now, where having more guns is kind of seen as better than having one bigger gun versus 2 smaller guns.
I mean, this is just pure speculation because there's no way to know. Do you think we're going
Right.
to see the flight changes in this year?
Hmm.
Every time I look at the
This
monthly
year,
report, it doesn't look like they're focused on it.
yeah,
I'm
I
bring
don't think
I'm
so.
bringing it over.
Yeah, I really don't think so. Like, I'm sure they're working on it, right, in the background and just not talking about it because, I mean, things go wrong. They don't want to, tell us all what's going on behind the scenes to that extent. Because if something does go wrong, they delay it, they change it again, whatever.
Yeah.
We all know we're gonna be up in flames about it, and rightfully so because they told us.
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm gonna go with no. I think earliest we could see it's maybe same time next year, like launch week of next year, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep that as my not so hopeful hopes.
Yeah. I mean, you
But
got to think that at the very least that they have in mind what it will play like in the new version. Like you got
Yeah,
to think that they have that in
I think
mind,
so.
and that they're designing for that, and will suffer now for whatever issues it may be there.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the growing pains that we're gonna face right now. Is I think they are going to be designing the new ships and balancing things for that future flight model, but we're not going to see that future for a while. So we're just going to have to, stick it out and suffer,
Yeah,
as we have been for the last 10 years. So I think we'll be all right.
yep,
But
nothing new here. I
yep,
just
yep,
I just think a lot of people are going to hear complaints and not
for sure.
know and not really understand why. Is
Oh yeah,
that it's not the issue with the ship in general. It's the issue with how it enhances and causes problems with the current
exactly.
flight model probably. And again, I don't even really know. It's just my experience with hearing other people complain about these more nimble ships, or hearing other people complain about the way other people fly sometimes, where it's like, oh, they just run. They're always running. They're always running. They're always running. And
Right,
that's the I've always heard that from PvPers though. That's
all the
like I
time.
think
Yeah,
the most toxic PvPer trait is like, you're
yeah,
not dying for me. Why are you
and
not
it's
dying for
it's
me?
right, and it's not even just the PvPers. Like when it comes to even just normal people, like when I stopped doing my suspect apprehension certification, whatever it is to get the player bounties, I
Uh-huh.
stopped going after those just because every time I'd run across a person, they would just immediately go into safe zone
Yeah.
or jump away or run or like whatever. I literally could not get one of those guys. So I just stopped going after player bounties. I'm like, well, this is just, a waste of my time for 5 grand. I'm not gonna chase a guy all around the system for,
Yeah.
for
Yep.
nothing. So I stopped doing all kinds of that. And I still do PvP. I go into Arena Commander. I hang out at Grim Hex a lot. And I can't say I'm good. I'm not good whatsoever. But
I
you
mean,
know,
there's this massive skill gap between like the good and the really good. It's insane.
yeah, yeah. Like
It's
I'm good
super
enough to
insane.
get myself out of like tight scenarios, like when, someone jumps one of my cargo guys and I'm flying support or whatever. I'm good enough to at least keep the cargo guys safe. Whether I die or not, oh well. Cargo guy's good. And that's to me, that's my PvP extent.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. I mean, it's not a huge topic, so I wasn't expecting for us
Yeah.
to talk forever on it.
There
But if
is
there's
there's one
anything
more
else you
point.
want to add, yeah, please. That's what I was
Yeah,
going for.
there's one more point that I think goes to the benefit of the Misk Fury. When I'm looking at
Okay.
it from just the gameplay options, it could open up to more solo or like I guess beginner players too. Like because when you look at it, it can be carried in the bed of a Nomad, right? And the one thing the Nomad can't do very well is combat. So what I'm seeing is, if you're a new player, picked up a Nomad game package or upgraded to the Nomad, whatever, and you just huck a Misk Fury because it's going to be like what, like 300k in game, maybe 500k in game. Huck it in the back of your Nomad, head towards a bounty, land on the ground before you get too close, hop in the Fury, take that, go kill your bounty targets, come back to your Nomad. You can essentially do all the gameplay you could possibly dream of just in the Nomad because it's got cargo, it's got beds, it's got it's got pretty much everything you really need. So I think looking from that point of view as to what combat potential this offers to other ships that could carry it, I think the Misk Fury really was a good addition outside of what it's going to do to the PvP environment.
Yeah. And I was just taking a look real quick at the EM and like IR stats. I was wondering if it was going to be insane in terms of like we could like stealthy. So you could
Ooh,
like
yeah,
sneak on people, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be too
not
um
crazy stealthy.
no.
About on average with the other ships of its kind of weight class, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see. The EM and IR of an arrow is EM 5.7K and IR 2.8K, and then the Fury is 3K and IR is 6,000. I guess the engines are
Ooh,
are
okay.
pretty heavy
They're
there.
cooking. They're
Yeah.
cooking. Yeah.
So you
All right.
should be able to
That's pretty
see
good
it.
to know. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's not going to have a crazy advantage in terms of disappearing off your radar when it hits Mach 10 on its way out.
Doesn't seem like it, no.
That's pretty good. That's good to know. I didn't really even consider that.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I think
that was
like
something I was like, because that's, you do see people like put a bunch of ships inside of ships, like little guys, and like
mhm.
land them at Jump Town or something, try to sneak up on people.
Right,
It
right.
doesn't look like this is an option for that, but it would
No,
be
it doesn't
funny
look
to
like
have
it.
a
Yeah.
C2 show up at Jump Town and watch like 40 of these things fly out of it.
And that's exactly one of the things I want to do is have like a convoy of like, Caterpillar C2s, whatever, and just have one of them be carrying a bunch of Fury. So when we get jumped by pirates or whatever that are coming after us cargo guys, they dip out, one caterpillar stays behind, just unloads the swarm. I think that'll be so sick to see. Whether it works or not, don't care. It's going to be dope.
Doesn't matter. Exactly. So
Doesn't matter.
There's so many cool things that come with the ship. I mean, dude, it looks like a TIE fighter, right? So there's
it really does. Yeah.
There's that as well. So we know what heartstrings they're pulling on with it. As from
they know exactly what they're doing. Yep, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, but it just do you think you're gonna buy it?
So I'm probably not gonna buy one with like the war bond or whatever, but you're gonna hate me for this, and I'm so sorry. But I melted a few ships, and I have about 5,000 in store credit, so I'm gonna pick up a couple just in store credit to play around with.
I don't hate people for what they do with their money. It's just know that you spent X amount of dollars on a video game. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And for me, I did too. For my personal justification, the way I see it, like I could be going out to bars, going out watching movies. How much would I spend on that per hour that I'm out? Whatever. So however many hours I have in Star Citizen, yeah, sure. Is it worth that much to me? Maybe. Is it worth that much to other people? Probably not. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't judge what you do with your money. I just when we all know that we're like it's a gamble here. As long as you know you're gambling, it's fine.
Oh yeah. The money I threw into Star Citizen I consider completely lost. That is money I will never see again. If I don't get any benefit out of it, oh well, it's gone.
Yeah. And and I will always judge from this perspective though, is that the best and I'm I'm in probably significantly more than you, but the idea
hang on. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, let's not like that doesn't matter. I just want to say that like we're on the same page. I'm not saying this like I'm some high and mighty person or whatever.
No, I get it. Yeah.
That's the point I was trying to make. It, but you're taking the game away from yourself. Like one of the best upgrade passes starting from 0 and
for sure. For sure. No, one of the main account that I play on has a Mustang on it and that's it.
Yeah.
So no, I definitely understand that on my when I play on my main account, I'm at a huge gameplay experience disadvantage. So pretty much this account only exists to just let people fly other ships when I have them. So like if someone wants to borrow a ship, I'll hop on this account, let them borrow it.
But we all know why we bought the ships. We bought the ships because we wanted to have them on launch. We wanted to have access to all the gameplay on launch. And so on and so forth. I mean, everybody buys for different reasons, but I do think deep down that's the real reason is like I want this. I want to have access to the gameplay that I enjoy on day one. And
yeah, there's definitely a handful of ships in there that I do actually want.
And most people like are min-maxing to some extent. I want to be able to have the most cargo hauling capabilities on day one. I want to have the most mining capabilities on day one. So far and so forth, right? Like
yeah. For me, it's definitely like at least as long as I have the bare minimum ships to do the gameplay loops that I enjoy. Everything else is pretty much going to turn into store credit when the game launches because I really don't care for half of these ships.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Over time, like that's my real kind of negative about the ship specifically is it does look like a little bit of power creep in terms of snubs. It is better than all the other snubs in the game, and that's where you're kind of like, what's going on here?
Right, and I'm curious as to why they decided this to be the snub craft. Like, I get with the whole MISC rebranding as MIRAI. Like, I don't fully understand why they have the racing and the military. Usually, when you rebrand, you do one or the other. The rebrand is for specialization.
Yeah.
Not for generalized performance. Like you got Toyota and Lexus. Lexus is luxury. Toyota's normal.
Then they have TRD for like the racing side.
Right. Yeah. Toyota's got TRD for their more performance, racing side. And you got Dodge and Ram, where Ram is the more workhorse kind of oriented line and Dodge does their whatever the hell Dodge does. I don't know.
Yeah, it just seemed like that was just like your typical marketing BS, and I just ignored it and moved on.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. MIRAI, MISC, whatever, same to me. I just look at the ship, to be honest. But it is a little strange. And also, like, the whole thing of, like, making a snub, but then not giving it. Because most of the snubs we have in-game right now, or at least the quote-unquote snubs we have, were made to go along with something else.
And this one isn't.
Yeah, this one's completely alone. Like, I'm really curious as to why it was even, at least in lore, whatever lore matters. But like why does this exist?
Do you know what they should have done? It would have been sick. Remove the Starfarer fuel pods, and it drops off like they drop out of, because it looks like a TIE fighter, like
That
they
would
like
be
TIE fighter drops.
that would actually be insane. That's one of the things I'm really excited for the Hull series for, because I
Yeah,
remember that what decades ago now, I don't know, but the Hull had like these cages you could put on it that you could have like collapsed light fighters in or whatever, like smaller ships.
true. It just connects to Misk
Yeah, like
hulls.
if there was some kind of proprietary docking system like that to have like an actual quote unquote carrier for that,
Yeah,
that'd be pretty slick if they could do something like that. That's something that they should maybe take into account.
that would be insane. But all
That
right,
would be
Shush
insane
Daddy, let's call it a day here,
for
because now
sure.
we're talking about everything other than the Misk or the Mirai Fury. But yeah,
Listen, man,
thanks
I've
for
been up all
calling.
night. I ramble, all right?
I was gonna say, yeah, go get some sleep,
Oh, that's not
West
happening. I
West
got work to do.
Coasters. All right,
I'm
man.
East Coast, dude.
Oh, really? And you've been up
Yeah.
all night,
Yeah.
so
So
you're up. It's
yeah,
morning.
I've been collecting data on all the new mining heads and stuff to hopefully put out another video based on that, like just like actual
Ah,
numbers to everything.
nice,
Figure
nice.
out like, min maxing and stuff like that. What's the biggest rock you can crack with what, whatever, whatever.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
Hey, man. Thanks a ton, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, anytime. Be good, Shush Daddy.
I won't. Thank you.
Link me your channel so I can put it in the description.
I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I bet I'll do that.
All right. Later, man.
All right. See you.
Bye now. All right. Listen, that was a very quick answer to the call. So, yeah, just wanted to share my thoughts on this and quickly do it. Again, we were gonna do like a bigger one with a guest, but they just weren't able to make it today. So like last minute while I was asleep, where I was like, hey, I can't do it. So it is what it is, and I wanted to put something up here, and I really wanted to share my thoughts about it and hear your thoughts. And yeah, I mean, obviously, not too many people were interested in talking about this. We don't have the ship. It's super early in the morning, just like some U.S. time, and issues this week. But next week, hopefully, we're going to have a pretty good guest. I'm really excited for the topic next week. Grumpy Eye is actually here right now. He's going to be our guest. And I watched a video of his titled, oh, what was it? Oh no, it's escaping my mind. I'm also pretty tired. The low effort content from Star Citizen. Yes, thank you, Grumpy. The low effort content from Star Citizen, and like he was more discussing like Jump Town and some of these missions that are like, hey, just go here and let's see what happens. And I think it's really would be a really interesting topic to hear what low effort content is to you guys, what high effort content is, and how can we make things more enjoyable for everyone, right? And I think we're starting to see some high effort content with stuff like the mining changes and how what they did with the mining changes could possibly be applied to other situations and stuff like that. So I think it'll be a really fun show. I think it'll be a really good kind of back and forth just between Grumpy and I, but also the opportunity for you guys to come on. So I reached out to him and he's down. So we're going to be doing it next week. And I'm really excited for that. So get subscribed on YouTube if you haven't yet for that one. And like, comment, all that stuff on the Misk Fury and what you think it's going to be like. I'm sure we're going to hear what it's going to be like and see what it's going to be like over the next week. But just pre-release of the thing, I am pretty excited to see what happens, but I'm also really nervous.